Letters of John Nelson Darby, Volume 2, Letter 480-154E, of 1031. p. 249. Dear brother, I write a line, not having been able to see you in my very hasty visit, to sympathize with you in your present trial, quite feeling how real a one it is to you. I enter not only into the way this would exercise and naturally prey upon the mind in all its thoughts, the multitude of thoughts within me, as the Spirit of God deigns to speak. It is a serious trial to the father of a family, occupied as you are, to be deprived of sight. When the outward trial of being thus rendered comparatively helpless, brings all the heart into exercise, the subjection to God's will, the humbling ourselves under His mighty hand and contentment with whatever lot He may assign us, and besides the question of an humbled will, there often arise doubts practically of His love, an impugning of His wisdom, and almost a preference to be out of His hands, what Elihu calls a choosing iniquity rather than affliction. I do not say that this has been produced in you at all. I speak of the trial and temptation when such a case arises, and I speak of it, dear brother, that you may be helped by the remembrance of our Father's love, and turn at once to Him, and the assurance of His love. Remember that God, even our God, has better thoughts for us than rest or a portion here. He is educating us for a blessed and eternal rest, free from evil and all that would cause it, and He is bent on the blessing of His children, and moreover He is bound by His holiness to purge us suitably, though most graciously, for the place He has called us to. How often He lets Satan do this painful work, and try and sift us as Job. But His hand and will are behind it all. He gives His saints up to Satan's hand to a certain point, but only so far as to bring the heart fully to a bearing before Himself, and enter into deep questions with it, breaking down its pride. But not only was the tempter absolutely limited in what he was to do to Job, but it was the Lord who first proposed his case to Satan. He had his own end in it. As we see, Job gets into blessing with a knowledge of himself and of God, incomparably beyond what he had before. In all these cases, therefore, though Satan may sift and try us by 1,000 trials without and thoughts within, our business is to think on His hand and love who originates it all as to the ultimate purpose. By its being the enemy the soul is sifted in it, tempted to murmur. God could not do that, and what flesh is fully brought out to us, and there is a giving up of self, which enables us infinitely better to appreciate God. Be assured then of His love. Tribulation works patience, and patience, experience, and experience, hope, and hope makes not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost which is given unto us. But for this we should murmur and complain, think God in spirit, if not in judgment, hard and wrong. With the sense of His love we are more than conquerors, none of these things separate us from it. May we know that it flows from love, a love we have known by His not sparing Jesus, and by every step of His life in a world of evil. A Jehovah of Israel stood engaged to bless, and punish in government, most patient, no doubt, but still in government, which manifested outwardly the sense He had of such and such conduct. But the Father stands engaged to much deeper work. He keeps us in His own name as a Holy Father, and thus deals with us according to that which, as such a Father, He would work in our souls. For such a blessing He is bringing His children in inward life to Himself. Alas, how much there is often to be done in us. Do not faint therefore, dear brother, if a rebuke is come thus. He speaks to you as a father, and what a father, to a child, chastening whom He loves. Trust His love, trust it for yourself, for your family, for everything, be assured nothing escapes Him, and you will find in the end that it is not an ungracious act He has done. Let the thought of grace and of His perfect love come in between you and all your thoughts, and you will find His hand sweet though it smite you, and Christ your eternal portion sweet in a way you never knew before. The first feeling may be merely bowing to His hand and will, the next, the sweet recognition of His hand of love, and then, in a heart weaned from other things, a capacity to discover the excellency and enjoy the grace of Christ, which will make you bless the day the Lord sendeth you. Be assured His love makes no mistakes with us. It is certain and infinite. We know it, poor wretched sinners as we are, by the gift of Jesus. And oh! What is our eternal portion in grace, yea, glory with Him, compared with wearying troubles here below? Better suffer in a world of sin. The manner of it must be such as makes us feel a good deal, or it would be no use. May your soul be kept in peace. The Lord be with you, and work His whole work of inward blessing with this trial for eternal joy. Yours affectionately in the Lord. Date unknown. 52154E